Well, hey, everybody, this is Ryan Kelly with Keller Home Loans. I mentioned that a few months ago that I now have my mortgage license, but I wanted to share a little behind the scenes with you. So joining me is my senior loan partner, Lisa Billings. So when you're hiring me, you're hiring us. So, hey, Lisa, how you doing?
Hey, Ryan, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, we're going to share with you just a few tidbits of our business, but I wanted to start by answering kind of one question for you, and that is, well, why would a real estate broker also want a mortgage license? Well, it's actually quite simple. If you think about a transaction, if you're a buyer, there's two hands that you're working with. You've got an agent that's going to be helping you go and negotiate the house and see the property and negotiate those details, but at the end of the day, you're also getting financing, and your other partner is your lender who's going to be helping you make sure you can get the funds to buy that house. And quite often the realtors are bugging the lenders trying to find out what's going on. The lenders are bugging the realtors trying to find out what's going on. Well, now your left hand can know what the right hand is doing. And so as before we even go see a house, it's easy for me and Lisa to look at your file and say, hey, here might be some of the red flags that we might run into or might need to solve before we go start writing offers. The second thing is most agents are actually the ones writing the offer, meaning we're putting the financing terms in the contract. It'd be really good for us to know, hey, what are the ways we can work those terms without getting you in trouble, and finding that out 3 weeks into the transaction. So, Lisa, have you seen, I'm sure, some issues in contracts where maybe the realtor didn't know that they shouldn't have asked for certain terms?
Absolutely. So 100% you have to be involved in the transaction from every angle to make sure it goes smoothly and you don't have any surprises. And having that knowledge that you now have as part of the lending team just makes your job as the real estate agent so much easier. And then having me working side by side with you to ensure that we're, following all the financing rules and regulations and getting the right products together just makes it a super cohesive process.
Short, we want to make it smoother and faster. That's really the key.
Yep.
So the next thing I wanted to ask Lisa is, when most people think about a mortgage lender, they think of a conventional loan, maybe an FHA loan or a VA loan, but we actually offer a lot more than that. And so Lisa, kind of explain some of the other loan products at Keller Home Loans that we offer that maybe some consumers haven't thought about.
Yeah, I would love to. So it's funny how, in the last few years, we've really I've had to sharpen my skills on some of these products because we just haven't really seen a lot of them.
Right.
When we were running through the last couple of years where, conventional rates were low and financing was, kind of easy, so to speak. But we definitely want to make sure that we can help as many buyers as possible. So the typical, say, self-employed borrower that might have, problems with their income showing enough on tax returns, we have bank statement loans to help finance them without having to worry about what their income looks like. We have people who are, ready to buy, but they just don't have the funds for the down payment, right? So
Yep.
Down payment assistance programs are huge. We have state-specific ones, but we have an in-house one that is available for people that make maybe too much from what the state determines is eligible for their programs. We can still help them. There's a 1% down program that we have access to help with someone going conventional that just needs that little extra help to get that, minimum 3% down payment for a first-time home buyer. There's bridge loans if you're looking for ways to maybe buy before you sell your current home in a market that is a little bit trickier. There are loans that we can offer for foreign nationals, ITIN borrowers. So if they don't have their, social security number, we have options for that. And then really popular right now, we've seen a lot of investors utilizing our DSCR loan, which is our debt servicing ratio. That is going to be a game changer for someone looking to become an investor buying rental properties. It can be used for long or short-term rentals. And they don't look at any income for the borrower. They look at your credit, make sure you've got, okay credit. And then all they care about is that the property can rent flow so that there's enough rent to cover the mortgage debt. And then it's, that's it, good to go. So that's another one that's been, just a game changer for a lot of investors.
Those have been super popular, and especially if you are a more savvy investor and you already have, maybe you're maxing out on your Fannie Mae loans that you have available to you, you need another product, either a commercial loan or a DSCR loan, to be able to buy more investment properties. We've had that conversation a lot. Finally, before I let you go, I wanted to ask too, most people, again, when they think of a lender, they think you have to be buying something, but you don't. You might just own a property. What are some of the loans we're seeing that are allowing owners to kind of tap into their equity, or even the HECM loan that I know is becoming more popular?
Yeah, that's a great point. So we have a lot of people sitting on tons of equity right now. The values of homes has definitely increased over the years, and we have people that want to potentially tap into that by doing some updates or consolidating debt or pay for weddings or pay for college. So cash out refinances are huge. I'm happy to run the numbers and show you what that looks like. If you have someone that's interested, you can pull the equity out, pay off whatever existing loans you have, and then take those profits or proceeds to do what you want with. We also have access to home equity lines of credit, so you can leave your first mortgage alone if you want to and just borrow a smaller amount from the equity that you have. And then the HECM, or what we also call reverse mortgages, are great for anyone who's 62 years or older. The primary residence is the key. It has to be your primary residence, and at least one borrower needs to be 62 years old, living in the home. You can pull that equity out, not have a mortgage payment, and it just defers any interest and payments due until you're finished using the home and go to sell it. So definitely an option to explore if you're living on, fixed income maybe, and you want to tap into that equity without having to make a mortgage payment.
No, it sounds crazy, but that is a really cool loan product. And so if it's something that you want to talk to us about, or any of these loan offerings that Lisa mentioned, just give me a shout. Happy to set up a free consultation with you guys. There's no pressure at all. You don't even have to hire me as your lender if you want me to work as your realtor, but I definitely recommend you start with us just so we can get a good picture of your finances and be able to walk you through maybe some of these different market options for you. So don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to chat with you. And of course, when you're working with me, you're working with Lisa too, and you've got us as your tag team here at Keller Home Loans.